Are we seeing some stabilization finally on a serious note?
Yeah, I think we are. Going into the numbers that we put out in September, where we saw that big job loss, the question was, when you looked at the GDP in the second quarter, which was strong, was this a trough? I think you might have asked that question, Lisa. And so going out of this last few weeks, we've seen that it looks like it was a short-lived negative impact on the payrolls. And we're seeing a recovery, but it's tepid, it's slow, it's weaker than what we saw in terms of hiring momentum earlier this year. So cautious optimism, a bit of a rebound, but not a full-blown restoration of robust job gains.
So does what you're seeing completely contradict the tone out of the Challenger data that we got out this morning?
Well, it's all about timing, right? This is a fast-moving, very complex labor market, and we've seen some big headline announcements. Now, these big companies don't drive all the hiring in the U.S. In fact, big companies are only accounting for a quarter of employment in the U.S. or less. So it's really small firms that we need to pay more attention to because most U.S. workers work for small firms. That being said, announcements eventually trickle into the labor market as cuts, whether through attrition or through outright layoffs. We're not seeing it yet, but it's an early warning signal.
Where is the hiring coming from? We saw the services sector also still in contraction for the employment sector. We saw the same thing for manufacturing. Where is it actually coming from?
Well, we're seeing in trade, transportation, and utilities. That's great. And healthcare. Healthcare is now the new stalwart. It is strong because it is acyclical. It is not affected by interest rates. It's affected by this long moving trend that no policy can change. Father Time. We are getting older, and this aging population is going to require healthcare. And you're seeing that as a job gainer in the data, and I think that will be consistent going forward. Where we're not seeing it, at least we didn't see it at ADP in October, is in leisure and hospitality. And that's what I'm worried about because this labor market, this economy has been fueled by consumer resilience, and they're not as resilient, at least in the hiring numbers in that sector, as they have been previously. That's a concern.